What's going on, YouTubers? Natural Born Driller here, Robert Serrano Jr. Welcome everyone to WWE NXT UK review, the show from November 21st, 2018. They were in Birmingham, England. Your commentators were Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness, and this was episode 9 for NXT UK. So the show opened up with Saya. I think that's how you pronounce the name, right? Saya Brookside versus Rhea Ripley, where this was good. The first round continuing, where it pertains to the NXT UK Women's Championship tournament. So the match itself, Rhea Ripley was obviously dominating the match, and then we had some mountain comeback from Saya Brookside, but not that much offense that she couldn't put in because she's small and Rhea Ripley is huge, taller than her and all that. And in the end, Rhea Ripley ends up winning the match. So there you go. Nothing else to say about this. It was just a dominant victory for Rhea Ripley to move on to the second round tournament, which is this the semifinals. So there you go. Next we get to Ramsey, who interviews James Drake and Zach Gibson, basically about them forming a tag team and everything, and the whole thing with James Drake attacking Tyler Bate, where it pertains to a distraction for Trent Seven for Zach Gibson to get a win, and Zach Gibson took offense to that and saying, whatever story you journalists always come up with is always couldn't have been different. But anyways, he said for 13 years he's been friends with James Drake, and basically, I guess they're forming a tag team. That's I'm assuming that's the whole goal they were doing here. But basically, yeah, because they want to become the NXT Tag Team Champions, and basically, yeah, that's basically what was told there. Speaking of which, what pertains to what it was mentioned during this interview, we get the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang after attacking Mustache Mountain in the ring at the match that Zach Gibson and Trent Seven had. They go to what happened. They basically continue what happened off air, and backstage. The assault once again goes happening on Mustache Mountain by Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang, and there you go. Then we get to Zach. I mean, I'm not Zach. Jack. I meant to say. Then we get to Jack Stars versus Eddie Dennis. Yeah, so Eddie Dennis makes his second appearance on NXT UK as he as wrestling. And Eddie Dennis dominated the match, and Zack Starr kind of got some offense, but didn't mean anything at the end because Eddie Dennis gets the win overall. Then we get to the next match. It was Mark Andrews versus the Wild Boar, Mike Hitchman. And the match itself, it was pretty decent. And in the end, you got Mark Andrews getting the win. Next we get to Ramsey, who interviews Eddie Dennis about him being undefeated, talking about how he took care of Jack Stars, and he said he's been waiting 10 years for this opportunity and everything, and all of a sudden Ashton Smith walks in to interview. To interrupt the interview, just like what Eddie Dennis did to him, So all of a sudden he starts. I remember how he did. He basically had his hand on him, something like that, on his shoulder, or whatever, and then he walks away. And then Eddie Dennis was like, oh, do you know who I am, man? Blah blah blah. Yeah. He basically went off on. It's like he's been insulted. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny though. And finally, I'm sorry, not finally yet. Then we get to the next match. It was Isla Dawn. Excuse me, Isla Dawn versus Toni Storm for this round 1 of the NXT UK Women's Championship tournament. And Isla Dawn was getting the upper hand from the get go, getting the earlier advantage by attacking Toni Storm. And basically, Toni Storm was getting her ass kicked, basically getting dominated in the match. And at the end, she must come back and at the end of the at the end of all it, and Toni Storm gets the win over the Isla Dawn. After the match, Isla Dawn gets hooked up by Toni Storm, shows some sportsmanship, and there you go. And Toni Storm advances to the semifinals to the NXT UK Women's Championship tournament. Then we get Ligero versus Jordan Devlin. This was a very good main event match. And then in the end, Jordan Devlin gets the win over Ligero. After the match was over, basically you don't hear he didn't cut a promo on the microphone, but he was basically calling out Pete Dunne as the next challenger because he wants an opportunity against Pete Dunne for the NXT UK Championship. And there you go. And that was episode 9 for NXT UK, the show from November 21st, 2018. And my overall stream for the show, speaking of, by the way, I need to mention Total Mar Wrestling for episode 9 for NXT UK from November 21st, 2018. Five matches. Wow, that's a start. There were 5 matches on the card here. And my overall stream for the show for episode 9 for NXT UK from, again, November 21st, 2018. I'm going to go 7.5 out of 10. And now we move on to episode 10 for NXT UK, the show from November 21st, 2018. Same place, same commentators. Let's get to it. Dakota Kai versus Rhea Ripley. And this match itself was pretty good. Rhea Ripley was getting, some dominant offense. And then you have Dakota Kai, who has some very good offense, and then she was mounting some comeback offense in the match. But in the end of the day, Rhea Ripley ends up getting the win over Dakota Kai to advance to the finals of the NXT UK Championship Women's Tournament. So, and there you go. Next we get to Johnny Saint. He was basically apparently it was a meeting that Sid Scarlett had with the NXT UK General Manager Johnny Saint, and then Ramsey sees this all, and then he's like, "What's that all about?" and everything, and basically Sid Scarlett saying that he's getting a second chance to showcase himself on NXT UK, and basically for the next episode of NXT UK, he wants to face Joe Coffey to show that that he belongs on NXT UK, and we'll see how that turns out. And that was basically it. Next we get to Ramsey interviewing Jordan Devlin. And Jordan Devlin, basically the whole thing of him being undefeated, and talk about how he took care of Ligero, and basically talks about how he mentions Pete Dunne, that he wants an opportunity against him, and he talks about how Pete Dunne wrestled guys like Mark Andrews, Tyler Bate, for the where it pertains to defending the NXT UK Championship, and he said, but he never defended a guy like Jordan Devlin. And said that once he becomes the NXT UK champion by being Pete Dunne, he's going to change the brand of NXT UK into NXT Ireland. So because he's from Ireland. Good promo. Flash Morgan Webster. I was going to say Gordon. That's why I want to say excuse me first. Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews versus Joseph Connors and Saxton Husky. I think that's how you say his name. But anyways, this match I thought was pretty decent. So basically, what happened in the end? Saxton did not, tag in Joseph. Joseph wanted the tag, and then Saxton said, "No, I got this." So basically, Joseph took offense of that, and then that cost him as Mark Andrews gets the win over Saxton Huxley, where Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews gets the win, and they are basically they got momentum of being a tag team because they're working as a tag team, and they're good friends, and they're and they're showcasing that they could be the next, or should I say the first ever NXT UK Tag Team Champions for the NXT UK brand. So after the match, Joseph Connors decides to attack Saxon Huxley. Huxley. I just how to say his name. But anyways, he attacked. Basically, the point is Joseph Connors attacks him, beats him down because he refused to tag him and all that. And that's basically the end of that tag team. And yeah, there you go. Nothing else to say about that. Dave Mastiff, meant to say. Yeah, Dave Mastiff versus Tyson T-Bone. And this match, I should point out too, by the way, Dave Mastiff, his outfit, his singlet, meant to say, excuse me, is inspired by the late great Big Van Vader. Vader, it's Vader time. But yeah, but I love that he's doing the Vader singlet, design that he did. It was nice, paying homage to the late great Big Van Vader. But yeah, Dave Mastiff versus Tyson T-Bone. I thought this match was it was alright. And basically in the end, about these two big guys going at each other and all that. And in the end, Dave Mastiff gets the win. Basically, Dave Mastiff got the better offense in this match than Tyson T-Bone did. So, but yeah, Dave Mastiff once again undefeated and unstoppable. And who can stop him? Who knows? And finally, the main event was Jinny versus Toni Storm. This match was pretty damn good. Toni Storm and Jinny was going at it back and forth and everything, hitting each other really hard and all that. And in the end, Toni Storm gets the win over Jinny. And Toni Storm advances to the finals to go up against Rhea Ripley for the NXT UK Women's Championship. And after the match, we get Johnny Saint on the stage with with Toni Storm. And all of a sudden, Rhea Ripley shows up, and then she shoves Toni Storm. Toni Storm tries to go after her, but Johnny Saint holds her back, and then Rhea Ripley walks away and everything. And that's basically it. Basically, some intense and a good teaser of what was to come between Toni Storm versus Rhea Ripley. And I can't wait to see that match, folks. What pertains to who's going to become the first ever NXT UK champion in the women's division, basically. But spoiler, folks, the one who won that tournament the entire time was none other than. But anyways, that's basically it for this NXT UK show. For episode this was episode 10, by the way. Talking about wrestling for episode 10 for NXT UK of the show from November 21st, 2018. 4 matches. And my overall score rating for the show, 8.5 out of 10. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Robert Serrano Jr., Natural Born Thriller. Please subscribe to me if you haven't done so right now. If you enjoyed this review, thumbs up or thumbs down. The choice is yours and yours alone. So you'll have a good night or you'll have a good day, whichever you're watching me. And you'll take care and peace on the streets, and I'm out.